The national debate heated up around just such cases. If immigration agents didn't have the time or interest in going after someone like Frank, why couldn't state authorities do it themselves?
But when you look historically, oftentimes we have...
Darrell West is with the nonpartisan Brookings Institution.
So the danger of having states take the immigration issue into their own hands is they're going to pass very tough legislation that doesn't address the root problems and actually may make the immigration problem much worse.
Former Homeland Security Secretary Michael Chertoff handled immigration issues for President Bush.
I totally understand where the states are coming from, particularly those that are on the front lines and have to deal with this issue. And I think within some boundaries, there is a reasonable basis. In fact, there may be an advantage in having states take different approaches because it allows us to experiment.
The Obama administration chose to target illegal immigrants who've committed serious crimes. But that did not dissuade some states from passing their own laws and casting a wider net.
Whenever he said, well, are you legal? I said, no. And he said, well, I got to call immigration, to have you deported. That's when I was like, what I do,
Frank was taken into custody and locked up. On any given day, there are more than 30,000 immigrant detainees housed in some 250 local and state facilities around the country. Although there have been efforts to improve conditions, the system is criticized as overcrowded and inefficient, with long waits for court hearings. Frank spent 43 days behind bars before getting out on bond.
I got a clean record. I do everything any other person in this country does. Work and pay taxes, and I don't see why I should get deported.
Anyone can choose to fight deportation, but there are no public defenders provided in immigration court. Many defendants are poor and don't speak English, and more than half appear without legal representation. Frank has the money to hire an immigration attorney.
The fact that he came so young, and he's been here for so many years, and the fact that there's no real solution for him is, well, it's a really poor reflection on our system, I think. If they make a decision and say no, then we're going to have to plead and do something. And I think the alternative is asking for a voluntary departure. Asking the judge to give you a certain number of days. They can give up to 120 days to get your things in order.
If given voluntary departure, Frank would not be barred from returning to the U.S. Once in Mexico, he could apply to re-enter legally and would be put on a list with a 15-year wait.
I actually didn't listen to who the judge is going to be, did you?
Immigration judges have the power to order him out of the country, to let him stay, or to delay a final decision. They can look at standing in the community, length of time in the U.S., and family issues.